Me and my partner will be presenting why wave energy and systems like the Wave Dragon should be invested for Oregon's long-term state strategy. The current energy extracting strategy of the U.S. is not a reliable one for the long term. It is also dangerous, as it is pushing us closer to our future climate catastrophe. The extraction of coal, oil, and natural gas has led to increased rates of greenhouse gases like carbon and methane being released into the atmosphere. This is creating a feedback reaction from the planet and has led to increased temperatures throughout the globe. The only way that we can deter this is to start by switching over our current energy resources to renewables. According to the EPA in 2017, the United States alone emitted almost 6,500 million metric tons into the atmosphere, with the electricity making up about 28% of the source of greenhouse gases. We can see the importance in switching Oregon's energy source to renewables. What is a more reliable source for us to tap into than our Oregon coast? With the energy provided from the waves, we will experience little to no intermittency, and we will never run out of this source, making it very reliable. The way the system works is by the water being collected onto the platform, as the water drains from the platform through the turbines, energy is produced. If we design one of these devices with 16 4-megawatt turbines attached to it, it can produce about 64 megawatts at that one system. Since we need about 20,000 megawatts, we will need to make about 312 of these devices. And although these devices are material intensive, me and my partner believe it is a great investment and the most reliable and efficient way to tap into renewable energy without a big impact on land space. We plan on building these overtopping devices along the shore of Oregon, about 3 kilometers off the coast. We would start near the lower part of Oregon because that is where we see areas of higher wave density. We can place them fairly close to each other because they won't have a lot of impact on each other's functions. Now, in terms of acknowledging today's existential climate crisis, we believe that wave-powered energy should be invested in as part of a long-term state strategy to try and preserve what's left. The problem of rising carbon dioxide emissions is human-generated and has been since the late 1920s. This is the result of our increased consumption habits, which call for an increase in waste. If the state were to install renewable energies like wave technologies off the coast, Oregon would be able to power its cities for its people without causing more harm to the environment than what has already been done. Through studying the design of the Wave Dragon, my partner and I have concluded that using such technology could power over 33 million homes at the generation of 20,000 megawatts. Such energy would be completely clean without the need to generate fossil fuel pollution or require additional heat or oil in order for it to run. This is also beneficial economically because it would create continuous jobs in manufacturing and maintenance. We believe this is a very reliable source because the waves are always moving, which means this machine would be producing energy 24 hours a day, all day, every day. The state needs to start planning for the long term and the longevity of not only our future, but that of future generations. If we continue to rely on exhaustible resources for energy, we will not only further harm the state of our planet, but the resources themselves will eventually run out, thus creating a situation where we have to deal with a crumbling economy under the loss of exhaustible commodities that we knew would eventually run out of. Instead, we could have been investing our time and money into an energy project projecting towards sustainability in our finite world. The collapse of the economy market, similar to the 1930s, would be a catastrophe that would affect millions of people, but this can be avoided. If the state plans for long term and installs renewable energies like wave power, If we continue to do nothing, the imbalance of the Earth system will only continue to spiral too far from equilibrium. And the only way to change this imbalance is not to try and stop it. It can't be stopped. We instead must try to put the Earth's imbalance back into equilibrium through a change in social, consumption, and ethical strategies. The acceptance of these changes can serve not only as a sustainable way to consume energy, but also as an example to other parts of the U.S. to start making a difference in our current actions in order for the future generations to prosper.